Welcome to the highlights of the final day's play of this Oval Test match between England and the West Indies, and either side in with a chance at the start of play. The odds must favour the West Indians because England still need 224 runs to win, and the West Indies need but 5 wickets to take a 5-0 win out of the series itself. The card, 151 for 5 at the start and 224 more needed to win for England. We pick up play now in the no wicket card. 151 for 5 at the start and 224 more needed to win for England. We pick up play now in the very first over. Malcolm Marshall is the bowler. It's the battle royal because Ian Botham is taking strike. It's in the air, but it's going to be safe. Bit of surprise effect there from Marshall, just ambling in, shortish run, loosed the bouncer, and Botham didn't time it.
The ball rather wide on the offside for the stroke, but he middled it, and he was looking at the ball just about when he hit it.
There's one man just behind square out on the boundary. Celdine Baptiste. Then there's another one very fine, round about 45 degrees or perhaps a fraction finer. Quite time that, and in fact it will still go for 4. With the outside edge for 4.
But just about under control, this one. Good bat work and good position to let the ball come onto him.
Downton has opened up his stance quite a bit now for this round the wicket attack. And quite safe. Plenty of space there. Well, both of them have certainly tried to carry the attack to the West Indians this morning. Not always with the middle of the bat, but so far he's gone from 32 to 43. It's a good shot.
That was a cracking shot. Absolute cracker. He's looked at it all the way there, got in good position, and really smacked it for 4. And these are tremendous tactics by Ian Botham because this ball is 62 overs old. There's not a lot of bounce and go in it anymore, and he's taking full advantage while, as it were, he has the advantage because there is a new ball to come.
Didn't time that, but we'll be able to get 3 if he wants it. May prefer just to stay for 2. In fact, we'll take the 3 and brings up his half-century. Only 50 to go for his first ever 100 against West Indies. Brilliant stroke. It almost looked as though he was giving himself a little bit of room for the shot. He certainly hit it right in the beef of the bat.
Botham playing literally just at the length of the ball. I mean, or regardless of the length, should I say, just standing there swinging the bat, attacking every ball he can and getting full measure at the moment.
Marshall, and safely held. Botham goes. They picked him up on the bouncer. And with Botham's departure goes England's real hope of winning this match. Great while it lasted. He was caught by Marshall off Garner. A perfectly pitched short one from Joel Garner. Out for 54 in only 51 balls faced.
Well, the problem was this one just got a bit high at him, and it was very straight, absolutely straight at his head. So he wound up again, as has happened often enough, with his eye off the ball by the time he was hitting it. And he's top-edged it, but the perfectly pitched one.
190 or 4 wickets needed to win.
Another good delivery from Joe Garner. Just running across and bouncing a little bit and beating Ellison just outside the off stump.
There he goes, the fielder. Oh yes. I suppose just a little bit low, but no doubt about that. I should think LBW for Garner. He's taken both wickets this morning. The big fella's back in it again, and it's 186 for 7.
Yes, and with the West Indies, you never know which bowler's going to come and perform in the morning. But Joe Garner's certainly looking the best bowler this morning, and again, that ball just cut him back into Paul Downton.
He's pushed that quite nicely away. But one is enough. Marshall now to Allott. That's a good shot. Beautifully timed. It, fairly sped away to deep square leg for 4.
And certainly the outfield much quicker now than it was in the first day. Paul Allott just rolled his wrists on this using the pace of the ball, and away it went to square leg very quick indeed for 4. No need to run for that at all.
Beauty. And Allott really caught in no man's land there. That's a good firm drive. Straight past the bowler. Long chase back there. Just managed to reach the ropes, but certainly wouldn't have done earlier on.
Yes, a good shot here from Richard Ellison. Didn't move his feet very much, but the bat went through straight down the line of the ball, and I suppose that's what matters. His feet were still anchored together.
Just about got down in time there. Plenty of room on the offside there. Only Gomes looking after it, so those two bring England on to the 200 mark. So Holding back in the attack to Allott. Nothing more than a gentle loosener there. His figures today to this innings, 3 for 41, but it was that little spell. He took 3 for 5 in that spell, which really broke the back of the England batting. Broad, Gower and Lamb were his victims. That's edged and very safely pouched by Clive Lloyd. So the change pulled off the trick then.
Yes, this is just a good length and line, and Paul Allott a little bit slow in getting across. Playing very much stood from leg stump, his bat way outside his body, and a very simple, straightforward catch to Clive Lloyd at slip.
Sort of catches that Clive Lloyd enjoys. Nice height, comfortable pace. Holding that to Pocock.
Well, that wasn't a bad delivery when you're in a pair. 2 or 3 more like that, and Percy might not get a run in this series. Not a bad delivery, this, just short of a length, and it certainly bounced and moved a little bit, and not a nice delivery for your first ball.
And it's happened, yes, Pocock out for naught. Holding takes the court and goal, 200 for 9, Pocock a pair.
Pocock a little bit on his back foot. He never got his weight through onto his front foot, which he really ought to be doing. Just pushed through it, and really a bit early on it, I suppose, which is a comforting thing to say against the quick bowlers.
Give himself a little bit of room there, but found the middle of the bat, and Agnew's off the mark with a couple of runs. This is a man that's done the damage in the second innings, holding now 13 overs, 2 maidens, 5 for 43. Nasty rap on the finger.
Well, it's certainly courageous of Richard Ellison to take them on like this, because he knows if he's going to try and play this anchor role that they're going to do everything they can to blast him out. I have to admire his courage, but it may be a case at this moment of discretion being the better part of valour.
And he's caught, it's all over, Ellison is gone. 202 then, all out England. On come the crowd. And it's a race, most of the players have got through. 1 or 2 in trouble at the back there. So there it is, the whitewash victory for West Indies. And West Indies very convincingly win the series by a margin of 5 test matches to nothing.
Yes, 5 tests to nothing is a very, very big margin, not seen since Warwick Armstrong's side did it to England over in Australia in 1920-21. A tremendous performance that from Michael Holding. Only Botham there able to stand firm on this, the final day and part of yesterday, but all out for 202 England, and some great bowling performances there listed in the West Indies 5. Marshall 1 for 71 to go with his performance in the first innings. Garner 4 for 51, and Michael Holding, the champion, he bowled so well yesterday, and then today finished up with 5 for 43 in 13 overs, and very well deserved it was too. So after the match, Ray Illingworth, who was the adjudicator, nominated Desmond Haynes as the Cornhill Man of the Match. And the Cornhill Man of the Series presentation went to Gordon Greenidge. 2 well-deserved awards there. Greenidge had a great influence on this series because he made double centuries in the Lord's Test match and then up at Old Trafford both times.
Right, I gather now we can go to our little calypso. The West Indians are back in town. It's their desk.
Down the way where the skies are grey and the rain falls daily on the umpire's head, we've arrived on the Captain Clyde, the cricket team, Englishmen fear and dread. But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are found halfway down the ground, that means the West Indians are back in town. When put in, we back to win, so baby smash the 6 in the pavilion bar. And when we feel, we often appeal, cause our catches in the slips are spectacular. But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are found halfway down the ground, that means the West Indians are back in town. We don't know why. We never shout that the man was out, but the next ball may bounce just a little bit high. But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are found halfway down the ground, that means the West Indians are back in town. But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are found halfway down the ground, that means the West Indians are back in town. But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indians.
Well, that's lovely music and a lovely piece of celebratory work there. Just one. The final Cornhill. Illingworth, who was the adjudicator, nominated Desmond Haynes as the Cornhill Man of the Match. And the Cornhill Man of the Series presentation went to Gordon Greenidge. 2 well-deserved awards there. Greenidge had a great influence on this series because he made double centuries in the Lord's Test match and then up at Old Trafford both times when they were desperately needed by the West Indies. Well, the presentations to those 2 players were absolutely chaotic here at the Oval today. It was one of the most appalling presentation disturbances I've seen in a long time. Added to that, Jonathan Agnew, the England last man out, he was in the situation of having his bat stolen, helmet stolen and gloves stolen.
Can we ask you, please, to give us a bit more room in the presentation area so that everybody can join the presentation as well as you can. Thank you very much.
You had a very frustrating time during that presentation, didn't you, Clive?
Yes, I think it was very chaotic. The scenes were not very good, I must say. And I think that it's time they do things on balconies, really, or they can still keep as much noise as they want, but still you can get through the presentation quite easily. It was madness, really.
Well, they were just enjoying themselves, I suppose, but it did make rather a mess of what should be a grand finale to a good series.
That's right. And the grand finale to a good series, Clive. Many congratulations on a whitewash and on an 8th consecutive victory, equaling the Australian record many, many moons ago. You have an outstanding side and you've had an outstanding result.
Yes, Peter, I can say that what I'm happy about is that our injection of youth, they're coming through rather quickly, getting very professional, and they're getting the necessary experience that is needed for Test cricket. And that's the part that I'm quite happy about. Where the rest of the team is concerned, it's obvious that they're playing better as the years go on. Surely, I presume, in the next 3 or 4 years, some of those big names will be missing, and I hope that the people that fill them will perform just as adequate as they have.
David, it's been a very tough year for you. You have our sympathy because captaining a losing side. Can you hear what I'm saying, David?
Just about.
Captaining a losing side is never fun. I'm sure you'd like to say something about Clive's side. Tough as it's been out there in the middle, particularly in this match with its bounce.
Yeah, I have noticed that they have played rather well through the series. And it's, as he says, the younger players have blended in well. It always helps to have the experience there. But they are a very good side, very capable in all departments. And it's been very, very frustrating. Whenever we've had a sniff of a chance of getting in there, one of their side has come through and played well. And again, vis-a-vis this last game, where Desmond Haynes, who's had a terrible series until now, finally came through, showed what sort of player he is again, made 100 and put it right back in their court again.
Clive, you said you thought that 1 or 2 of the big names might be missing soon. It's been announced that you're going off to Australia to captain the side there, but I just wonder, like Dame Melba, whether you might... I mean, you've been persuaded out of premature retirement once or twice. Is this for good now? Is it definitely going to be the last one?
Well, Peter, I was looking at it the other day. 3/4 of my career I've spent as being captain. I mean, it's a long time to be in charge, and I think I'm getting to that stage where you not that you're really getting tired of the situation. It's just that the pressure is getting more and more, really, and it's getting to me, more or less. I think it's a lot to do too with your family. They're growing up. My kids are, you know, just at the age now where they need somebody to see me a little bit more often, I would think. But surely the cricket over the years has been excellent, and I really think too we have a lot of good young players, and I don't see why we can't try and see if we can get a couple of them in at the moment.
What would you like to say to David and his England side at the end of this series?
Well, I can say that, you know, I've played against a lot of captains. I must say that David has come out of this with a lot of credit. The way he's handled the press, he hasn't made any excuses. He's just said things that were true. And I think he came out of this year with a lot of dignity. And I hope that, and in the future, that he would have quite a lot more luck than he's had this year. And I would think that with the right sort of guidance and the right sort of players to mold into a Test side, that he's got this sort of charisma that can get the best out of players. And I personally wish him the best of luck in the future.
Well, David, you've got Sri Lanka coming up the week after this, and then a winter in India, and then some one-days when you'll be knocking into this character again, yes?
Well, yes, it'd be nice to meet them in the final of that competition. No, it's obviously a lot of work to be done yet. And we switch our sights very quickly now to Sri Lanka for the next game, which, again, entails a lot of effort. You've got to work hard when they've got some interesting cricketers. Obviously, we are now, or should be favourites to win that, and we'll try and make sure that happens properly.
Do you think the Sri Lankan test will give the selectors a chance to switch around a little bit? And
I certainly hope not. From my point of view, you know, the lads that have fought through this series deserve to have a go at Sri Lanka. You don't suddenly bring in someone else just for the sake of it. And again, we've had some performances in this test series where people have merited keeping their place. We want to beat Sri Lanka as best we can. That doesn't mean making any more experiments for the sake of it.
last vote with you, Clive, because I think this is the last time I'm likely to be talking to you at the end of a test in this country. And may I thank you for all your cooperation and friendliness over the years.
Cheers, thank you, Peter. I would think that the series is played in the best spirit possible. I don't think there's any bad blood between the two sides. We have done extremely well, there's no doubt, and we've beaten other countries and such. It's just that the margin is a little bit greater here. But I don't think that the people throughout England have got anything to worry about. They have a lot of good cricketers, and I think with time they will produce the type of players that is expected. And I'm sure that, looking around the county scene, that they've got a lot of players to choose from. And as I said, with the right sort of guidance and the selectors sort of picking the right sort of people, I'm sure that it's not far off. When England would be a strength again in Test cricket.
One more thought from you, David.
Well, I'd like to think along the same lines, of course. You've got a lot of cricket to be played in the future. We have got plenty of good players. One or two of them been blooded for the first time this series against hard opposition. And it's up to them to come through as they should do and improve over the years. And they will become a good side again.
Right, I gather now we can go to our little calypso. The West Indians are back in town. It's their desk.
Down the way where the skies are grey and the rain falls daily on the umpire's head. We've arrived on the Captain Clyde, the cricket team, Englishmen, fear and dread.
But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are from halfway down the ground, that means the West Indians are back in town.
When put in, we back the win, so Billy smash the six in the pavilion bar. And when we feel, we often appeal, cause our catches in the slips are spectacular.
But we're glad to say we're in the UK. West Indian batsmen can bat all day, and if your stumps are from halfway down the ground, that means